exposing the realities of the Hellfire Club, secrets of a dark society. They gathered in candlelit caverns beneath secluded manors. They toasted obscene toasts to Bacchus and Venus, mocked the church with blasphemous parodies, and wore masks that turned noble faces into devils. For nearly 3 centuries, the shadow of the Hellfire Club has flickered through the corridors of British folklore and conspiracy. Its true story, a blend of fact, scandal, and myth. Origins, from satire to scandal. The first known Hellfire Club emerged in London in 1718, born of mockery and aristocratic excess. Its founder was Philip, Duke of Wharton, a rakish young nobleman whose wit and reckless politics made him a darling of the Whig elite and an enemy of moralists. Wharton's club was more theatrical farce than satanic cult. Members dressed as biblical figures, dined on dishes with irreverent names like Holy Ghost Pie, and staged drunken sermons that mocked religious piety. For a society so obsessed with propriety, this was scandal enough. By 1721, royal authority cracked down, branding Wharton's club horrid impieties and forcing it underground. The first, but far from the last, time that name would spark fear and fascination. In Ireland and Scotland, imitators soon appeared. Dublin's own Hellfire Club rose in the 1730s, housed in a hunting lodge atop Montpelier Hill, a place now said to be haunted by the devil himself. Stories abounded of orgies, black masses, and drunken wagers with infernal stakes. Some truth mixed with rumor. It was known that young lords drank deep, gambled wildly, and laughed at sermons. Whether they truly summoned the devil is less certain, but the whispers proved enduring. Meanwhile, back in England, a man named Sir Francis Dashwood would elevate the club from local scandal to enduring legend. Dashwood's Brotherhood, Monks of Medmenham. Francis Dashwood was an aristocrat with a taste for classical antiquity, bawdy jokes, and political mischief. Around 1749, he and a tight circle of influential friends, ministers, poets, even a prince, revived the old Hellfire spirit under a new name, the Knights of St. Francis of Wycombe. Officially, they were a private gentleman's club. In practice, they were self-proclaimed monks, who turned an ancient abbey into a temple of debauchery. Dashwood leased Medmenham Abbey, an abandoned monastery on the Thames, and rebuilt it in Gothic style, adorning its door with a motto stolen from the satirist Rabelais, Fais ce que tu voudras, do what thou wilt. Inside, frescoes celebrated classical gods of wine and lust. By day, the brothers played host to visiting artists and dignitaries. By night, they dressed in mock monastic robes, parodied church rituals, feasted lavishly, and entertained female nuns drawn from London's underworld. Notable among them was John Wilkes, a firebrand radical and fearless satirist, Lord Sandwich, a cabinet minister whose name would live on in every pub lunch, and even, rumor claims, Benjamin Franklin, who visited Dashwood's estate and may have peered into these ribald rites. Dashwood expanded the revelry below ground. He ordered tunnels dug into the chalk hills at West Wycombe, creating the so-called Hellfire Caves. These subterranean halls and shrines became a theater for pagan masquerades. Guests arrived by gondola on the Thames, torchlight flickered off cave walls, and the elite toasted freedom from all moral constraint. Rituals, blasphemy, Bacchus, and burlesque. What truly happened behind those locked abbey doors and echoing tunnels? Rumors grew wilder than fact. Sacrifices to Satan, black masses with infant victims, dark pacts with the devil himself. The more mundane truth pieced together from letters and diaries is perhaps more revealing and more human. Members drank rivers of wine and brandy, concocted sulfur-laced devil's punch, and staged obscene parodies of religious rites. Dishes mocked sacred symbols, while sermons praised Venus rather than virtue. A notorious prank saw John Wilkes smuggle a live baboon dressed as a devil into a midnight feast. When it leapt onto Lord Sandwich's shoulders, the Lord screamed in terror, believing his sins had come to claim him. There was no grand satanic doctrine, no serious occult rites. Instead, it was satire turned up to 10. Men of power and wealth acting out blasphemy and lust, secure that neither church nor crown could touch them so long as secrets held. Power and politics. Influence in the shadows, beneath the farce lay genuine influence. Dashwood's circle overlapped with the political opposition of the day. powerful nobles and upstart MPs who plotted government reforms over wine and women. When Dashwood himself was appointed Chancellor of the Exchequer in 1762, satirists howled that the nation's purse was in the hands of a notorious libertine. Unsurprisingly, he lasted only a year. Meanwhile, John Wilkes used scandal to his advantage, championing freedom of the press and stoking public fury at government censorship. His battles laid groundwork for modern ideas of civil liberties, but his enemies never failed to remind Parliament of his Hellfire monk past. Public exposés soon followed. Satirical pamphlets and thinly veiled novels laid bare the debauchery at Medmenham. Outraged moralists demanded action. By the late 1760s, the club's core fractured. Records were burned, the abbey closed its doors to monks, and Dashwood's tunnels fell silent. Yet the legend would not die. Comparisons, fellow societies, and secret orders. While the Hellfire Club borrowed the trappings of secret orders, it mocked their seriousness. Unlike the Freemasons, who swore to build moral character, Hellfire Brethren swore only to indulge freely and to keep each other's sins hidden. Where Rosicrucians sought esoteric wisdom and the Illuminati plotted Enlightenment reform, the Hellfire Club plotted only their next bacchanal. Secrecy was pragmatic, not mystical, a shield against scandal, not a gateway to hidden truths. Their mock Latin motto, pagan statues and hidden caves gave them an aura of occult mystery, one that conspiracy theorists later seized upon, weaving them into tales of hidden puppet masters and infernal aristocrats. Legacy, ghosts, comics, and conspiracy. Centuries later, the Hellfire Club's echoes still stir imaginations. The abandoned Irish lodge on Montpelier Hill remains a favorite haunt of ghost hunters and urban legends. In Britain, the Hellfire Caves draw tourists each Halloween, promising shadows of monks and whispers of secrets never confessed. In pop culture, the club is reborn again and again. The name graced a 1961 swashbuckler film, a notorious villainous cabal in Marvel's X-Men comics, and even a Dungeons & Dragons group in Netflix's Stranger Things. Each reinvention borrows the same tantalizing formula: power, depravity, and a hint of diabolical delight. Meanwhile, the conspiracy-minded find ways to connect the Hellfire Club to Freemasonry, the Illuminati, and modern politics, crafting webs of secret influence that tie centuries together, evidence optional, allure eternal. Conclusion: the real Hellfire Club was neither a satanic cult nor a grand conspiracy to topple thrones. It was a gleeful carnival of Georgian aristocrats thumbing their noses at church and crown while enjoying pleasures the age forbid. Yet in mocking virtue and flaunting vice, they made themselves unforgettable. Today, in the dark corners of a West Wycombe cave or on the flickering screen of a superhero film, the name Hellfire Club still invites a knowing smile. Proof that some scandals never die. They simply retreat underground, waiting for the next generation to rediscover the thrill of do what thou wilt.